is open
Nou
for
gaan ons
business.
braai boet. Nou gaan ons braai.
Here we go. It's a brand new show, the Monday edition of the Tom London Show, episode number 1515. Tonight we talk the great South African tradition, BRAAIs. Yeah, chisanyama. Tonight we're going to be chatting about BRAAI stories. You got any funny BRAAI stories for me? I want to hear them. Anything funny happened at a BRAAI, at your BRAAI before? Tell me about your BRAAI stories in the comment section down below. Or leave a voice note. I'd love to hear your funny BRAAI stories on a voice note. You can leave a voice note by sending a WhatsApp voice note to 067 219 7893. You got it? 067 219 7893. The Tom London Show voice note line is open. And all you need to do is send a voice note about your funny BRAAI story. Or perhaps the best BRAAI you've ever had. Where was it? What was on the BRAAI? I want to know. I want the deets on the comment line. Leave a WhatsApp note. 067, voice note that is, 067 219 7893. And then also, maybe we can talk about BRAAI in the UK, because that's a different experience as well, right? And BRAAI, I wrote it down here. What is it? BRAAI. Oh, BRAAI-accidents. BRAAI-accidents. Ever had an accident at the BRAAI? Tell me about your BRAAI-accident. Leave me a voice note on the voice note line. We'll also take a call or two this evening. So I hope you had a good weekend. I hope it was a good one for you. I hope you enjoyed the rugby. Go Booker! We're going to win this thing, man, and then we're going to have a lekker braai, John. I'm telling you, come for the finals at my house and we'll have a lekker braai. I've got an itchy nose. It's bad. In a radio studio, it's all right, but this kind of environment, you know, people can see you. I'm looking forward to some of the BRAAI stories tonight. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to hear what you have to say about BRAAIs. Your favorite BRAAI ever, the best BRAAI you could ever have, any funny BRAAI stories. I want to talk about this great South African tradition we call the BRAAI. And then remember, you can leave a voice note on the voice note line. Okay, shall we check the comments and see who's on board on the live broadcast? And while I'm doing this, thank you to my YouTube viewers. The YouTube viewership is growing nicely off a tiny, tiny, tiny base. You're part of an exclusive club at the moment, but it's tracking nice growth. So if you're watching on YouTube, thanks for joining us. And if you're watching out of the US, because we're starting to get a few people watching out of the United States of America. God bless America. I love America. You know, I went to school there for a little while. California, Southern California, and Iowa. You all been in Iowa? You can watch the Tom London Show on the YouTube channel at The Tom London Show. Search for that. We're also available on the official page, and one of these days we'll shift everyone over to this page called at The Tom London Show. That's what you search for if you want us on Facebook. Aubrey Marais sent us some gorgeous voice notes the other night when he was at a wedding, and he was supposed to be doing wedding things, but he was doing Tom London Show things, so we love that, Aubrey Marais. Thank you, Butts. Good to have you on board. Aubrey Marais is the first person on board tonight. Cheryl is on board. Hello, Mr. London and friends. Helen Midwatch says, hello, Tom and everyone. Alistair Jameson, hello there, London gang. Yeah, we're starting to get a name for this group, huh? The London Gang. I like that. The London Gang. Penny van der Merwe, tell everyone what's happening on Thursday. We're going to have a big opskop, a big party at Traders Times Square in Pretoria. Garth Taylor is performing his new hits and old hits and new songs off a new album. You're going to hear them for the first time. Traders, Thursday night. Show starts at, I think it's 8 o'clock. Tickets are $150, 200 at the door. And I'll be there, and I think Cheryl and a friend will be there. And if you want to come along, we'll pull some tables together and we'll make a night of it. Thursday, Traders, Times Square. If you want tickets, go to Web Tickets. Just search for Garth Taylor. Hello everyone, says Wendy Mechanic. Well, Wendy. Robert says, I won't be joining tonight. My first love takes preference. Not the girlfriend, but football. Tussen die palen, Boots. Yeah, go Bolka. Henrietta Cortez out of Denmark says, hi all. Greetings, beautiful people, says Tammy Singh on board. Did I say Tammy Singh? Don't fight with us. Hashtag itchy nose. Yeah, does that mean you're having a fight, or if your right hand itches? I don't know. You tell me. Itchy nose, too much coke. See what I did there? Yes, I do see what you did there, Aubrey. I've actually never, of all the pharmaceuticals and narcotics in the world, I've never touched that. That's the only coke I've ever touched. I know I won't blow all my money and ruin my life if I drink 2 liters of Coca-Cola. The other stuff, nah. Whoa, stop the presses. It's somebody's birthday tonight. Could we wish Patricia Ann Skoltz a happy birthday, please? Patricia Ann Skoltz celebrates the day of her birth today. Now, some years ago in a little town, Patricia Ann Skoltz was born. She went goo, goo, goo. Ga, 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 and her parents took her home. She was a beautiful baby. She is a beautiful woman. And Patricia Ann Skoltz deserves a happy, 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 happy birthday, baby. Happy birthday, baby. Did you hear us say, Patricia? Happy birthday en veel geluk, onze lieve Mikey. Happy birthday, Patricia. Big one this year. Nice one. Teague and Cher. Hey, Teagues. How's it, Teagues? Teague says Avicii is my favorite musician. I like Avicii. They're good, huh? You got good taste, Teague and Cher. On YouTube is It's Nate. It's Nate says, this looks much better, Mr. Tom. It's Nate holding up the YouTube feed. Keeping the YouTube feed alive. Thank you, Nate. I can see your comment on the screen. You're in the room with us, I promise you. Velza, what? Velza BTW. Volza BTW joins us on Twitch. We're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Did you see me? Twitch. Tammy Singh is banned from rugby. Carlos Hartwell. Did I say Carlos Hartwell? Says hi everybody and Tom. Alistair Jameson wants to know what happened to Sasta. Sasta she's in school. She's at school. Sasta's in school. Don't worry, not high school. Sasta goes to school on a Monday night. She studies philosophy. I'm still learning how to spell philosophy. 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 Sarah Key joins us out of Morningside, and Bronwyn Griffith says, having a great evening all. Wish you a fabulous birthday, Patricia. Everyone's saying happy birthday to Patricia. That's nice. There we go, Patricia. You got lots of birthday wishes coming through. Jose de Oliveira out of Portugal. Obrigado. One day I'm coming to the Algarve, and I'm going to chill and drink wine until they roll me out of Portugal. I'm going to eat and drink until they have to roll me like a barrel out of Portugal. It's going to happen. Penny wants to know if Jose learned how to send a voice note over the weekend. I like that. Okay, so BRAAI stories, please. I don't want to have to beg for BRAAI stories. It would be easier if you just sent them to me instead of me begging. So I'm going to do a little less begging tonight for BRAAI stories and voice notes about BRAAI stories, but I would like a couple. I was taking a walk today. I went to the spa to go buy some crumb chicken fillets and some oven chips, some veggies, and Coca-Cola. And while I was walking, I thought to myself, You know, when we talk about culture and tradition, and every country has culture, certain things attached to their culture and then their traditions, you tend to think South Africa is a bit hodgepodge with stuff like that. There's so many different nations and races and religions in South Africa, it's hard to have a common tradition. But the BRAAI boet, the BRAAI cuts through everything. Everyone in South Africa loves a BRAAI. Everyone in South Africa braais. And it is such a cool tradition. And I don't take braaiing lightly, by the way. This concept of braaiing is, if you think about it, who started the first BRAAI? Do you know their name? No. But somebody had to have started the first BRAAI. I reckon it was a caveman. As soon as they made fire. I don't know what accents cavemen had in the day, but the caveman number one was like, I'm rubbing the stick together and got some little pieces of something there to catch fire on the wood. And, yeah, check this out. And somebody's saying, it's never going to work, but say, listen, leave me alone. I'm going to get this thing called fire started here. And then all the people gathered round, and then old Kippy sat there. It's never going to work, Kippy. Shut up, Johan. And then a little fire. And then chuck some twigs on and some logs, and the next thing you know, you got a fire. And then another caveman came along with a grate and put it on top of the fire. And then another caveman had some dripping meat, chunks of fillet from a wildebeest. And that caveman said, laat ons braai, boet. Let's braai, man. What's a braai? No, chuck the meat over that fire there and let it cook. I reckon cavemen started this. And if you think about it, South Africans are then following one of the oldest traditions in humankind. You know, you got the Italians with their traditions that go back to the Roman days. You know, the Spanish, the Portuguese, the British, the American traditions go back 400 years or so. But our tradition in South Africa, the BRAAI, goes back, I don't know, like 10 gazillion light years or something. We are, as South Africans, the ultimate tradition masters and BRAAI masters in the world. It's a very big responsibility to take on if you think that there are, 7 billion people or so on the planet now. And out of those 7 billion, there are only 50 million or so that actually still celebrate the caveman tradition of BRAAI. I love BRAAIs. Do you love BRAAIs? Is there nothing better than a BRAAI in your life? Tell me about your favorite BRAAI. What do you like to put on a BRAAI? Who do you like to bring over? What kind of BRAAIs do you have? Because you have different kinds of BRAAIs, you know. You have the funny, you have the celebration BRAAI, where you go, hey, the Bokke won, man, let's gooi a BRAAI, but bring some Carling Black Labels and some Castle lights around there, and we'll have a fat jaw, we'll put on some music and braai some meat. That's a celebration BRAAI. Then you get what is that? Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I've written everything on a whiteboard on the floor. The dronk verdriet BRAAI. That's where something's gone wrong. And then you say, how's it, Marcus? Well, yeah, no, but it's all gone belly up, eh? Yeah, man, I know, but I can't believe it, eh? Yes, like, who knew that a car engine could seize like that, eh? Yeah, I'm sorry, man, and you lost your job as well, eh? Eekkel, stikkel, and your wife is pregnant with twins. Nah, but there's only one thing we can do to sort this mood of yours out, eh? Let's have a BRAAI. Come round to my house, we'll gooi a couple of chops on the BRAAI, we'll get some dop, we'll sit and talk it out, man. We'll have a dronk verdriet BRAAI. That's your other BRAAI. And then you got your, what's the other BRAAI? I wrote it all down here. What's that? Oh yeah, the one-man BRAAI. I've had a lot of those in my life. That's where you're sitting at home and you don't have any friends to invite over, and you're stoksila and you think to yourself, stuff it. I'm going to have my own braai. I don't care if anyone comes and I haven't got a partner and I don't have friends. I'll just have my own braai. Those braais are pretty cool because they don't cost a lot of money. You go off to the spa and you get yourself a braai pack for like $80 or something, and you get yourself a couple of dops, and for less than $150 some charcoal, and okay, maybe with charcoal and firelighters, but you still got some left over from the last one-man braai because you don't need a lot on a one-man braai. It's like $150 and you got yourself a one-man party, and you have a one-person braai. You ever done that? You ever just braaied on your own? I have. Okay, taking your voice notes on the voice note line. Braais, the great South African tradition. Where have you had the best braai ever? Anything funny happen at a braai? You ever have a braai accident? There's normally a braai accident at every braai. There's a piece of boerewors that when you put it on the braai, it's not destined for someone's digestive system. It's destined for the ground. And when it goes on the ground, you just... It's all right, man. 5-second rule, Boots. It's okay. I'm telling you, there's no viruses on that day. A little bit of COVID. Hold on. Yeah, it's off now. Okay. I want to introduce you to Mr. Fick. Would you like to meet Mr. Fick? Let's call Mr. Fick. Call Mr. Fick down in KZN. See if Mr. Fick answers the phone. Mr.
Tom.
Okay, that didn't work out the way I wanted it to, because as soon as I hit the telephone call, my microphone cut. Huh? And I don't even know how to fix that, except what we can do is we can just call on another device. So let's do that, right? Let's call Mr. Fick and speak about braais for a second with Mr. Fick. Just give me 1 second and I'll get this thing sorted out, right? Okay, so Mr. Fick. All right, let's call Mr. Fick. Voice call. There we go, something's happening. Mr. Fick.
Hello, Tom.
Mr. Fick?
Yes, Tom.
How are you, Mr. Fick?
Hello. Terry Fick speaking. How are you, Tom?
I'm all right, and yourself, Terry Fick?
Very well, very well.
Are you having a braai?
No, but I must say I've had many one-man braais.
Also?
And, yeah, they're pretty inexpensive, and you can
cheap.
get lost staring into the fire.
Yes.
Working through your thoughts. It can be quite cathartic. Although braaiing is carcinogenic, but it can also be cathartic.
You know, you bring up an interesting point, because I remember interviewing some food scientists about 15, 20 years ago. And I had 3 food scientists in the studio, and all I wanted to know was what's good for you, what's bad for you, because these are the guys that mix all the chemicals and stuff together that go into food. And and I said, I remember the question at the end of an hour-long interview discussing food processing. They were like adamant that everything in our food is pretty safe in moderation. And I said to them, is there anything you will not touch? And all 3 food scientists said to me, yeah, we won't touch braai meat because it's carcinogenic.
Sure.
So there we go. The great South African tradition gives you cancer.
Well, you know, you could get cancer chasing after a bus down one of the main streets of any of our cities. So Hobson's choice, really.
Yeah, that's true. I think if you're going to go in for the carcinogens at a braai, you might as well line up a cigarette as well while you at it.
Just go the whole hog.
Go big or go home.
Go big or go home. But you know, this whole concept of talking about braai got me thinking. And Tom, you follow advertising, you'll know.
I do.
There was this ad in the 70s, I think late 70s, and it went like this, where this chop says, yeah, Saturdays are so boring. I guess I'll have a braai. And then the jingle came on, and the product brand name came on, but I can't remember what it was. But that notion of, yeah, Saturdays are so boring. I guess I'll have a braai.
Especially when you're on your own. See,
I just would love to know. I often think, what were they trying to advertise? The advert was quite mesmerizing.
You can't remember the product.
Can't remember the product.
Oh, man.
But yeah, so yeah, BRAAI, you know, what can I say? I've been to many BRAAIs and I've had accidents, but they were by design more than accident.
Is it?
Yeah, so this was years back. I went to a BRAAI. My partner and I did dog training.
Yeah.
And the dog trainer dude invited us all to his house for a Christmas BRAAI.
That's serious stuff. The dog training you were doing, was that obedience training or agility training?
Yeah, no, it was what they used to call man work back then, before all this pronoun stuff.
Yes, now it's them work.
It was called man work, but now it's called horse dog trials or something else.
Okay, all right, not them
but
work.
It was puss dog training where you teach them to grizzle people to bits and stuff. Anyway, so we're standing around the BRAAI stand, the usual stuff with the guys lurking around, talking rugby nonsense, dog training gonzo.
Yeah.
And there was this spectacularly morbidly obese woman who trained Rottweilers.
I love the way you put that. Spectacularly morbid obese. Yes?
She was spectacularly morbidly obese. I can't think of a finer way of saying.
I love it.
So she rolled in around the BRAAI stand like one of the Teletubbies. And so she's got this whole chicken in a punnet.
Yeah.
But one of those punnets that's got the little foldy bit that goes over either the fowl's butt or fowl's chopped off head. You know the type.
Yeah.
So I'm standing closest to her and it kind of rolls into view. And she stands right next to me and she verily drops or tosses the chicken in my hand. So I have to grab it.
Yeah.
Now, what I wanted to say to her was, come with me to the kitchen so I can teach you some BRAAI stand etiquette and I can also show you how to spatchcock a chicken. Come with me, girlfriend. That was what I wanted to say, Tom.
And what did you say?
But I didn't. So she said, BRAAI my meat.
Oh, wow.
And I took it in my hand and I just flipped it so it landed on the grill next to all these bits of cooking meat.
Yes.
And for a few split seconds, everyone wanted to grab it, but they just saw the joy of my revenge against her. And eventually she grabbed the chicken with her big, long, extended plastic nails attached to really large and spectacularly morbidly obese fingers. And she wrenched the chicken off the BRAAI. And
wrenched it off.
I know, but then I had to do the decency thing. I said, come, let me take you to the kitchen and I'll show you how to spatchcock this chicken for you.
Yes.
You cannot BRAAI a whole
chicken.
Big chicken. It's just not possible.
And it's certainly not part of BRAAI. It's not part of BRAAI etiquette.
I know. So look, I always, when it comes to BRAAI stories, that was my worst behavior, a BRAAI stint, or as you call them, but it wasn't an accident, I must say. I tossed that chicken into the fire like it was poison.
We should do a list of we should do a list of BRAAI rules, BRAAI etiquette rules. We could pop them in the comment section.
No, don't even do it, Tom. People will be killing each other over who's right and who's wrong. I think it's a damn bad idea. Look, I've seen enough videos where you got these people having the start off as a celebration BRAAI, as you call it.
Yeah, and then someone
it gets into Dria, and then it gets into Dronk for Drit.
Yeah.
Or Fitty's looking too much at Sunny, and the next minute you've got this beer-fueled, beer-bellied boys bopping each other around the BRAAI. Bad. So if you try to get them to tell you what the etiquettes of the BRAAI stand are, we'll go into war that makes Gaza look like a picnic.
Let's start a war. Put your BRAAI etiquette rules underneath the video, please. Terry, I'm going to bounce the comments off you, right?
Okay.
Yes.
So that's my BRAAI story.
I love it. Right. Wendy Mechanic says, BRAAIs are a great way to beat power outages. Yeah, they're perfect for load shedding.
Yeah. A recipe book on load shedding BRAAIs.
That's a great commercial idea. We should talk. Tammy Singh says,
We should talk.
I don't like having braais because everyone always brings a salad and you are left with bringing the meat and the dop. See, there's that braai etiquette creeping in.
Yeah.
Henrietta Cortez, yes? Go ahead, Terry.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, it's also so difficult. Like, I know my way around a braai stand. I was a scout at Scottsboro Sea Scout. Why you laugh, Tom? You got no manners. So, yeah, there I did the whole dip thing, and I learned how to make a fire. So I do know my way around a fire. And but there's nothing worse than when you go to a braai and the man of the house, the so-called breadwinner,
yes,
or the oak that rolls and knows what he's doing, but he's as ham-handed as a cow trying to crochet, and the braai looks a mess,
a useless braai,
and then you just want to interfere, but you can't interfere
braai
because
etiquette.
it's just like braai etiquette, and then you grind your teeth to dust and you just get so frustrated, and then eventually join the woman in the kitchen because, I'm going to punch him soon enough. I have to watch him keep on turning the meat over and over and over and over. We don't do that.
You don't turn the meat over and over, you fool.
Over and over. Oh, it drives me insane. Then I just go and rather, pip olives for the woman in the kitchen. I really can't be bothered.
I'm with you on that. Henrietta Cortez in Denmark says, well, braai evenings here. Can you imagine trying to have a braai in Denmark? Entail making my own wors, so it takes somewhat longer than if you go buy it from Checkers. I feel sorry for the people in Europe who try and have a braai. Have you seen some of those pictures of guys underneath sheds with the pouring rain? And then
so sad. I saw one the other day. There they had the little TV and their little brass stand and a little shed in their little tiny backyard. But the spongeheers of the South Africans, it just cannot be extinguished.
Don't you want
the flame within us?
Don't you want to, when you see one of those pictures of an expat sitting somewhere in Reading or something, in the pouring rain trying to braai, don't you just want to say, come home? Just come home. Come home. It's done now. You went and
we won't say anything.
All right, Terry. Well, the first of many conversations we're gonna have with the one and only down in KZN, Terry Fick, Mr. Fick. Thank you, sir. Have a good night, Terry.
Cheers.
Bye
Have a lucky evening. Bye.
You too. See, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for calls like that. That makes everything just worthwhile. Sit here and chat. Terry Fick on the line. We'll introduce you to more characters as we go along. There's our first one. I got a couple of things to show you, actually, while I take a look through your braai stories. I'm not sure if the WhatsApp line's working. Somebody said they can't leave me a voice note, but try anyway. Try leave me a braai voice note and I'll put it on the air. And if the WhatsApp line's not working, I'll get it working. How's that? Hold on a moment. We stopped the program for a short commercial break.
Hello?
You know you were driving 100 in a 60 zone.
I'm very sorry.
That's at least a 500 rand fine.
Is there any way we can sort this thing out right here?
Ish, Baba. I don't know. Can we?
How about a braai?
A braai.
Braai.
A braai.
Braai.
A braai.
A braai.
Braai.
A
When others don't make sense, we do.
How many braais do you take a month?
I forgot to Light the incense, as they would say in Durban and New Zealand. Incense. You get some pizza and fish for that braai, man. Let me bless you quickly. I bless you. I play dominoes better than you do. Should we go back to the comment line underneath the video? On whatever platform you're looking at, the comment will come through to me. Wendy Mechanic says braai equals barbecue. That's right. Well, yes, braai and barbecue describe the same thing, you know, putting meat on a fire. But I've been to America, spent some time there, lived there for a while as a kid. And I remember going to a place called Lake Mission Viejo in California, this man-made lake, beautiful, beautiful homes all around it, and then they got these green belts where they've got permanent barbecues, and you can go along and light a fire. And we were a couple of South African families, and we went to the braai stand. Lots of Americans around. You had to stand in a line till you could get to your, you know, braai. And we started putting our chops and our steaks and our vors. And the more we loaded on the braai, the more the Americans crowded around and going, "What are you doing there, man?" Because the Americans are there with their hot dogs and their hamburger patties. So we're having a barbecue. So, but what are you braaiing, bud? No, hot dogs and hamburgers. That's not a braai. You can't call that a braai, Mr. American friend. A braai is vors. You can't have a braai without vors, man. You've got no vors. There's no vors. That makes it a barbecue. It's not a braai. You're gonna have that vors loaded with coriander. Coriander. Coriander, yeah? You must put lots of coriander in that vors, bud, so that it's spicy. You're gonna have coriander loaded boerewors, man. I dated someone once who hated coriander, and I thought surely that's a condition. Surely that's a disease you can go to a specialist for and take a tablet or something. If you don't like boerewors, coriander loaded boerewors. I had another girlfriend once who, I was at a braai with about 100 people, and she got a little bit tipsy. She was drinking wine, a fair amount of it. And the braai was at the bottom of a very long slope. And I was standing there with the oaks, having a braai, turning the meat occasionally, and I saw my girlfriend at the top of the hill. And she slipped, and she fell. And then she did a roly-poly, and she came all the way down the hill and rolled past all of us at the braai. Clunk, and landed at the bottom of the hill. I thought the most impressive part of it was that she didn't let go of the wine glass. Then you know you're a true South African. Braais. Oh, I've got some content here for you. This is an American couple called Freedom Chasers. Their content is on YouTube, so you can go to YouTube and take a look at their content. It's really worthwhile watching because you get an American's view on what it's like to live in South Africa and Johannesburg specifically. The channel is called Freedom Chasers, and this is the Freedom Chasers trying braai meat at a braai restaurant or something. Trying braai meat for the first time. Take a look.
Sausage, or I call it boars, I think, and it's pretty good, guys. Pretty good. It's a little different from the sausage that I'm used to in the States, but I have to say, it's also pretty decent. Can't lie. And then this beef was so good, I got to go back for seconds. Oh yeah, second bite might have been better. That piece was really tender, and then paired with the dumplings, it just brings it to a whole nother level, guys. OMG. Then, you know, gotta have my cabbage, can't just eat meat. And then let's get some more of this pulp, this chocolate, because that was bussin'. Let's see what this hitting on, paired with the sausage. Oh yeah, I would say that's the perfect bite right there. Like, That's on a whole nother level, guys. OMG. What do I want? Like, I mean, guys, everything is delicious. And stay to the end for the ratings, guys.
So guys, I'm going to start with the
like
sausage. Now, you know you got to smell it because things smell how they taste. So if it smells good, it probably tastes good. And it did. Now, it was very flavorful. I was surprised by the flavor. American sausage is definitely different than this, but it was really good. Now I'm going to taste this beef. It was really, really good. Super tender. I'm not sure what it was seasoned with, but it was very savory and I enjoyed it a lot. It was very, very good. Now I'm going to go into this. I think it was called a dumpling. I'm not going to say the actual name because I don't know how to pronounce it, but it tasted pretty good. It reminded me, it was just like steamed bread. It kind of reminded me of like steamed buns,
put some
like
of
the
that
Asian things they have.
on that.
Now we're going to try this pop and shakalaka. Now, this tasted really good, but it was spicy. That heat came through. Now I'm going to look at this chicken. The chicken was very, very smoky. It smelled amazing. Yeah, my tongue was kind of on fire from that chakalaka. But the chicken was very, very good. Now, we eat a lot of chicken. We love chicken wings. And these were amazing. We would definitely eat it again. Now we got to get a little piece ready for little mama, see what she thinks, because she's the real critic in the family. And I like to see.
Give the kids some chicken.
Now she's already eating that beef and she's loving that one. And she likes chicken almost as much as her father, so we're gonna say, ooh, thumbs up. It's
thumbs
good.
Up for the BRAAI. Thumbs up for South African BRAAIs. See, even Americans, when they come to this country, they realize, hey, this ain't no barbecue. Let's check out your comments. Alistair Jameson says, ons gaan nou braai. You can speak one language in South Africa. It may not be Afrikaans. Let's say you don't speak Afrikaans, you speak another language. You still understand what ons gaan nou braai means. Jy weet mos, né? Aubrey Maria says you need mammoth steaks. Is that a woolly mammoth steak or just a huge steak? Little Cook says at National Heritage Site Swartkrans near Johannesburg, pioneering scientist Dr. Bob Brain found evidence of early civilizations controlling fire over 1 million years ago. That's when this BRAAI tradition started. According to researchers, the first BRAAI occurred by accident when meat fell into a fire and was eaten by curiosity. And curiosity ran around the whole place going, Oaks, you should check this out. This meat is delicious. And they went, curiosity, what are you talking about? I said, I'm telling you, this meat is delicious. Aubrey Marais, caveman pickup line. You want to see my woolly mammoth? Tegan Shares corrected me because I said 7 billion people, but Tegan's on the money. Tegan says 8 billion people. Tegan the teenager. Tegan's a teenager, so we're going to call Tegan the teenager. Right, belly up. Yeah, I wanted to say something else. I've got it, but we will get thrown off YouTube if I used another word instead of belly. Tammy Singh says, I felt that Hikomi Boka should be sung along with the national anthem, and I was told to get out because this convo happened in the last few minutes when I was 15. What? Well, there's special rules for kids at a BRAAI. Children aren't allowed to stand close to a BRAAI. Someone will eventually tell them, hey, don't stand too close to the BRAAI, man. Move back, go play with the other kids, say. Bring me a beer from the kitchen. I'm standing over the BRAAI. Kids have to keep a fair distance from the men's BRAAI. Family BRAAI, you, your ex, and the kids. That's happening more and more now, eh? One-man BRAAIs are a great method of introspection. Yeah, Terry Fick said that too, right? You can sit there and think about your life. And your imaginary girlfriend, she's at school. My imaginary girlfriend had to go to school. Not high school. Don't worry. She went to philosophy school. She's going to come back a bit later and teach me some philosophy. Being alone at a braai is so sad, says Wendy. Well, when you're Stocksela Leon, you've got no choice, man. Best braai ever, says Aubrey. Okay, here we go. Best braai ever. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, that's Sasta saying she'll be 20 minutes. I better get the oven on. I'm doing the cooking tonight. I might have to run off from here quickly and just get the oven set to 220 degrees because I'm making oven chips tonight. Best braai ever, says Aubrey Marais. A vendor engagement shindig somewhere in Johannesburg North. 3 spits on andere. The chick and I never felt so welcome before. Got a tad foobar on traditional beer. I know what you're talking about because I cooked Kingdom Swati of Swaziland in 1994 on the 19th of August. That's his birthday. I was in Kingdom Swati's backyard, the backyard of the palace, holding a beer, watching 2 gigantic cows go around on spits. And I cooked 2 big cows for Kingdom Swati when I was 20-something years old. That was a big braai. Kingdom Swati probably has the biggest braais in the world. Thousands of people pitch up, come along and eat some meat at King Swati's birthday braai. Monday is not conducive for braaiing. We braai to Joel on weekends. That's right. Probably nobody braaiing tonight. Grant Phillips out of my hometown Springs, and good friend of mine, says, hey Tom, hi folks, Lacquer Monday. Good to see you, Grant. Thank you. Tinky Winky or Goat. What are you people talking about? Oh no, yuck, chicken. I must tell you, I'm not really a fan of chicken on braais. Do you think chicken belongs on a braai? And that was a question I wanted to ask you. You can pop your answer in the comment section down below. Fish braais. I've never really felt that a fish braai is a genuine thing. Like, it should be called a fish something else, like fish barbecue or fish on fire or something. But I don't know that you can call fish a... Like, fish shouldn't be on a braai. Braai is meat, chops and boerewors, and beer and wine, booze. Who's talking here tonight? Oh, Helen and Tammy doing most of the talking. Share. Hey, Share. A gas braai is not as charming and delicious as a real fire braai. Too true. You got to have a fire braai. Second best option is compressed charcoal. Well, third best is compressed charcoal. Second best is the charcoal bits and pieces. But best is a wood braai. Get those carcinogens flowing, man. See what happens when Sasta's not here, says Tammy. I got to cook tonight. I swear I have to cook. And I should have started before the show, and I didn't, and it's going to be a lot of hungriness here. I wonder if I should run off and switch the oven on quickly. Maybe I'll take you with me. You probably won't be able to hear me because the microphone is here and the oven is that side. I'm so sorry. This doesn't happen on normal people's podcasts and professional broadcasters' shows, but unfortunately, I've got a very hungry lady coming by in about 20 minutes, so I'm going to have to put on the oven. So just come check with me that I get it onto 220 degrees, please. Here we go. You're going to go into the kitchen with me and help me get the oven started so that I can get the chicken breast fillets and the oven chips ready to go in 20. Okay, here we go. Come with me to the kitchen. For helping me. I just got to make sure that the oven's on and ready to roll. As soon as she pulls in, chicken breasts are going in. All right, thanks for reminding me. I would have forgotten. Bronwyn says, we have an amazing man here who makes amazing boerewors, gives us South Africans happy here, it keeps us, makes us. Let me try and read that properly. Dyslexia kicking in. I remember in Benoni, when I had a restaurant there, down the road was an office that had a big sign outside that said National Dyslexics Association or something like that, provincial headquarters. And I thought, that's got to be hard for a dyslexic person to read when they're driving past. The people who are driving past and keep going up and down, those are the dyslexics. I'm not making fun of dyslexia, by the way. I've got family members with dyslexia, and I think dyslexia is something we don't really need to harp on about anymore. You can function just fine with dyslexia, but don't ask a dyslexic to read this message I just tried to read. Maybe I've got a touch of it. I think I do. So in Kuwait, there's someone who makes boerewors. She says, Bronwyn says, we can't braai without hout, but coals work well. I've had many a balcony braai here and introduced many an Arab to braai brikis, good times. I'll put another ad on. Did you like that? I got 2 more for you. Henrietta Cortez says, we braai often in Denmark. This weekend we had vors rolls and biltong for the game, both homemade. Alistair says, best kind of braais are those where the host puts out half 44-gallon drums with fire and everyone does the brine themselves. I was talking to Sassy the other day about that. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you noticed this here. Did you notice that? That's Sasta's book. She's published about 4 or 5 of them. I don't know, 5, 6, something like that. This is a book of poetry. It's called Red Roman by Sasta Coupon, Those Who Flee from the Sun. It's got some incredible poems inside. I think she's printing a new run soon, so perhaps if you've got a few shekels in your pocket and you want a book of poetry, I'll give you the details on how to buy a copy of Red Roman from Sasta. I've always said I've got a big problem with team builds. I don't like team builds. I don't like being part of team building. I don't know what that says about my personality, but I'll tell you what I mean by it after this commercial break.
Good one. Good one. Hey, you should turn that Billy, bro.
Hou je bek van mijn braai af. Thank you very much.
So, Joey, how are things with the kids? No, rough, man. Why? You know my 16-year-old daughter, Louise? Yeah? She's pregnant. Shucks, bro.
What are you gonna do about it?
No, we're just gonna keep it quiet for now. 5 more minutes, baby.
It's time for some pub and social distancing this Friday.
This is awkward.
Yeah. That ook is in. Yeah. What else we got here? Brendan Scott says braai barbecue is greater than a barbecue. You're right. Oh, you're using. I see what you did there. Check. Brendan's on fire with the way he's writing tonight. Braai is better than barbecue. Lil Cook wants to know if Henrietta's in Europe. Yeah, Henrietta's in Denmark. Jose says, buddy, I have braai stories to tell that you will laugh yourself sick. Learn how to send voice notes, man. Then I can play them. I'm not sure whether this voice note line is working. I have to check after the show. May the force be with you, Delaray, says Alistair. Barry Bowditch says, don't let your voice roll. Autocorrect got him on the first message. Tammy Singh says she got tipsy. Did you hear that? Tammy Singh got tipsy at a braai and did a little jiggle. She wasn't standing on the top of a mountain, but she rolled right into a fountain. Yeah. Patsy Walker Belford, Mrs. Belford. It's good to have you on board, Mrs. Belford. It was your birthday later, a couple of days Okay. Wendy says, once we bride, it started to rain. We bride in the double garage. Mrs. Belford says, they called barbecues here. If you say bride, they look at you funny. Yeah, could I have some milk with that? Milk. M-U-L-K. Not like a fried chicken like a Portuguese person, says Jose de Oliveira. Yeah, see, that's it. You see, the standard South African way of frying chicken is not good enough for me. I need Portuguese chicken. You're making me hungry, says Tammy. Me too. Glad the oven's on. Hi guys, says Tom Dawes from Potensi. Hi guys, just popping in. Had a very busy weekend. Have a very busy week ahead. Come home this weekend. Horses stood at the gate. Went out and hugged them. It was so special. The cool thing about Tom Dawes is he puts a lot of pictures on his Facebook page. And I was checking his Facebook, one of his posts out yesterday. And Tom Dawes had his bed laid out. And I was zooming in to check what Tom's got in his bedroom. Do you do that? Do you zoom into people's pictures? I was checking it out, and Tom had a lunch bar, but it wasn't lunchtime. Team building. Can we talk about team building for a second? I hate team building. I really do. And that's why one of the reasons I left corporate. I could not stand getting on a bus and going somewhere in Muldersdrift or Kyalami or Walkerville or somewhere where somebody's got some team building business and they put some poles in the ground and then tell you to climb the pole, and then I don't know. I've shot things with catties and I have done amazing races and goodness knows what I've had to do at team builds, and I just got so hot full of team builds that I left my job. It was a really well-paying job. The best well-paying job I ever had was in the corporate world. But I knew the day I had to get out of my job was the day the budgets got cut. I knew there was trouble coming when the budgets got cut. 2008 global credit crunch. Do you remember that? Everyone cut their budgets in companies, and the big company I was working for cut their budget. And they said, we have to make our own team builds from now on. And my division head decided that we should do bounce the balloon. And so we all stood behind the head office with these pink balloons, bouncing them, and then the person whose balloon touched the ground last won a prize or something. And I was telling them, this is a bad idea. This is just a bad idea, walking around bouncing balloons. Aren't we supposed to be working? There we were, 50 of us, bouncing balloons. Somebody saying, all right, on one leg now. Come on, Tom, you too. Oh, man, do I have to? I'm like, I'd rather be smoking a cigarette watching these idiots than being an idiot. And there I was, bouncing a pink balloon. And I kept saying, this is a bad idea. This is bad. This isn't team building. This is bouncing balloons, man. The last time I did this, I was 4 years old. And then somebody fell over a ledge and bust their leg. And then we didn't have team builds for a while. But I always believed the best team build in the world is a BRAAI. See, when I grew up on the East Rand of Johannesburg in the 70s and 80s, my family owned a factory in Benoni. And I used to go there on school holidays, and I even worked in it when I left school. My first job was in an overall in a factory. And on a Friday, when the factory closes early, someone goes and gets a whole lot of meat. Another person goes and gets rolls and margarine. Someone gets tomato sauce. Somebody buys the beers and the cold drinks. And then everyone comes out. The factory workers, the managers, the drivers, the dispatch clerks, everyone to the back of the factory, one of those big half-drum braais. And then you stand there and you all stop together and you wait for the boerewors to be cooked, and while you're doing that you get into your little groups and you team build without anybody needing to call it team building, without anybody needing to tell you to be nice to each other, without anybody telling you to be a team and one. We are one. Simunye. There's none of that. You just light the fire and team building happens naturally. I do not understand why companies in this country don't just have BRAAIs for team builds? Why, oh why, do you have to be hauled on a 52-seater bus to some place in the middle of nowhere that is going to be a real mission getting back from? And then you got to get all competitive with each other and try and be the best team and try and be the winner and try and be number one and stand on one leg on the 20-meter pole longer than ever. 702 did that to me once. 702 did that to me once, and I tried to get out of it because the team build was on a Saturday. 702, actually, now I've got a bone to pick with 702. I hope that they're watching this. Can someone please tell 702's management to listen to the show, because I've still got an outstanding gripe from 2007. I got one from 2000 and one from 2007 with 702. I never put this right with these people, and they owe me an apology, I'm telling you. First time I had to go on a team build at 702, I'd been working at the radio station for 2 weeks, right? And they said there's a team build on Saturday and we're going to a cookout. And I asked around because I was new, what's a cookout? And they said, oh, we've had that before. We all make potjie and stuff like that, and we have a competition to see who's got the best potjie or something. And I thought, well, that's okay. That's my kind of team build. And we got to this venue in Kyalami. I was expecting to see braais and stuff or potjies. There was nothing. There were just some people chopping big logs into smaller pieces, and then the smaller pieces into smaller pieces. I couldn't work out what was going on. So what are these people doing? I thought we were having a cookout. Why are they chopping wood in the backyard there? And then they pulled us all into a conference center. I remember Gareth Cliff was doing breakfast at the time. So Gareth's sitting next to me. I had to go on this thing, and I was really obligated because I missed my second show altogether. They told me I must do Monday midnight to 4, and I thought that means you get up Monday and then you go to work Monday night, and then you do. But actually, technically, Monday midnight starts on Sunday night, and so I was only ready for duty 24 hours later, and I almost got fired. And I actually had to drive. Well, I didn't have to, but I did. I drove to 702 in the morning, and I actually got down on my knees in Yusuf Abramji's office and begged him not to fire me. So I knew I was skating on thin ice, and I knew I had to make an impression at this thing. And then the moderator, or whatever those people are called, the tormentors that run these team builds, these evil people, this guy said, right, everyone got a piece of paper and a pen. He said, write your 3 biggest fears on the piece of paper. And I thought, okay, what's mine? And I thought, but I'm not scared of anything sitting here. So I just put my name on it, and I didn't write anything else. And the evil moderator person picked out 2 of us. Everyone else did their thing. David O'Sullivan, Jenny Chris Williams, Timothy, they all wrote their 3 biggest fears. Gareth Cliff drew a map of the world. I'll never forget it. He didn't write maybe he fears the whole world, but Gareth drew a map of the world, and when they said, why did you draw a map of the world, he said, because I don't want to be here. And then he got in his car and he drove away, and I wished I was with him. I wished I was in the passenger seat of Gareth Cliff's car driving away from that damn team build, but I knew, as sure as God made little green Archies, that evil moderator was going to pick on me next because I hadn't written my 3 biggest fears down, and that's exactly what happened. Now, backstory. Once upon a time, I was asked to film a firewalk, and I was shooting the firewalk. It was a job. I had a video camera, I was shooting this firewalk, and while the evil moderator person was prepping everyone to walk on coals, he turned around and he said, and Tom, our cameraman, is also going to be walking today. And I didn't even say a word. I switched the camera off, I put it in the bag, I got in my car and I drove, and I never saw that person again. That was my form of passive protest. And I swore to myself I would never ever walk on coals. And that day at the 702 thing that they called the cookout, that evil moderator person said to me, who's Tom London? So why didn't you write your fears? I said, because I'm sitting on a chair in a conference center and I can't actually be scared of anything right now. And he said, good, you'll be the first to walk on fire today. And I went, what? What? You see where my fear of team builds and my hatred of team builds come from. I had to walk on it. I had to walk on coals. I had to walk on 10 meters of coals, like proper coals, for 702. And they were paying me about 2,000 Rand a month back then. I wanted to just, I wanted to kneecap people, bust caps in everyone's ass. I was angry. But I walked on the coals. It was a bit hot. And then again, about 6 years later, team build on a Saturday, and I said, well, I got the show, I can't make it. They said, no, come after the show. So I went with my team after the show, and we sat in the bushes. We actually hid in the bushes so that they wouldn't see us, but we could say we were there in case they asked. And then someone saw the smoke coming out of the bushes, and then they said, that's Tom London. And then they hauled me out the bush. And John Robbie was busy standing on a 20-meter like high pole with wires attached to him and stuff in case he fell. And everyone was saying, go John Robbie. And I was standing there. I remember I was smoking a Camel Plain at the time. And they said, Tom London, you're next. And I thought, you better come up with a good excuse. And I said, I can't go up on a pole. They said, why not? I said, I've got heart problems. And they said, well, why are you smoking a cigarette if you've got heart problems? And I really didn't have a good answer for that. Anyway, I went slightly off track. Team builds, man. Yeah, just light a BRAAI, right? Oven chips with that spray. Yeah, oven chips with the olive oil spray. That crisps them up. I'll be doing that. You invented your chickaboo. No, I haven't. She's real. She's real and she's young. She's coming back from school. She's Sis Wendy. My girlfriend is, she's a woman. She's not a girl. But she goes to philosophy school. Next year, winter, I'm planning to move the herd to the mountains, says Tom. I'm going to build me a small BRAAI place in the night rest paddock for the horses. I'm literally going to BRAAI every few nights between the horses. That sounds like paradise. Snook on a BRAAI. Awesome. Yeah, but then you can't call it a BRAAI. Fish. I don't think those cavemen were BRAAIing fish. My son cooked a whole Scottish salmon stuffed with veggies. It was delicious. It doesn't qualify as a BRAAI. We South Africans are low-key pyromaniacs, says Aubrey Murray. Call Mr. D quickly, says Tammy. No, I promised a home-cooked meal. I'm going to be making crumb chicken breasts with crisp oven chips. I'm going to make some veggies. I'm then going to make a lemon butter sauce to put over the chips, and I'm going to make a tangy, cheesy sauce for the chicken breasts. How does that sound? You like that? This is the best interactive podcast ever, says Aubrey. Thank you, Aubrey. We're trying to, it's going to get better and better. Thank you. Very late to be eating by yourself, Tom. It's not by myself, Mrs. Belford. It's with my fully grown girlfriend. Jose, you see, Jose knows because she gave Jose, well, there was interaction between Jose and her over the weekend. Jose says he knows. See, that's right. She's at philosophy school. She's going to come back here and teach me some philosophy for at least... How long do I want to learn philosophy from her? For at least 2 hours. 3, maybe. Hell, the whole night. There's a restaurant on the west coast, north of Cape Town. They serve fish, crayfish, mussels. Obviously, it's not a BRAAI. BRAAIs are overrated. Says my brother. What? Excuse me? This is my own flesh and blood saying this? Who lives in a place where BRAAIs are... I mean, it's perfect, the bush and BRAAI. I can't believe my brother Nick has just gone and done that. He's just excommunicated himself out of the family. Jeez, Nick. That's an interesting way to say goodbye to your brother, huh? Lyle! Lyle, I'll give you BRAAI meat on Friday, dude. Just eat your hay and your pellets there, and your nachos. Lyle the laughing donkey. Tony Factor was dyslexic. Yeah, some of my best friends and great business people have been dyslexic. I think when you've got dyslexia, you become really sharp, like really, really sharp. I agree, but I don't think she exists. Otherwise, Tom would have her on the show. I promise you, Mrs. Belford, she exists. Didn't I play you guys the voice note she sent to me the other day? Didn't I play that to you, this one? She sent this to me. That's what made me fall in love with her. Give it all. Wow. I mean, this is the kind of voice note you want to get from your girlfriend, right?
And if you need a minute,
when she sent this to me, I went, that's it. She's my girlfriend.
All the time. Do you need the Sandman?
Oh, it's not your bedroom, Tom? Gee, I'm sorry. I thought it was your bedroom. Put a picture of your real bedroom on Facebook. We had a team building once, and in the okay, hold on. It's difficult to read this while my girlfriend's singing in my ear. We had a team building. It's still difficult, but I don't want to switch it off. And I'm 4 minutes over the hour. Should I go on for a few more minutes? I can, because she hasn't arrived yet, so. Tom Dawes absolutely loves team building. Ach, no, man, Tom. Pillow. Come home, baby. I'm waiting for you. I got crumb chicken breast. She's coming up the driveway. See, you better not go anywhere, because I'm going to get her to put her hand into the screen or something. All right. See, that's the remote control for my gate. I can see the gate from here. And my non-imaginary girlfriend is coming home for supper. And I'm just looking to see if she's walking up the driveway, I promise you. She'll be here in just a moment. We had a team building once, and in the conference room, says Helen, we had to sing along to Heal the World, and it was so funny with older people who'd never experienced anything like that. You see, that's just like, that's why I hate these things. Can you imagine you got to all sing Heal the World, make it together, and call that team building? That's crazy. I forgot to put the device back on charge that I was filming with when we went to the kitchen. Let's challenge Tom, he. Wendy is evil tonight. We had team weekends where the whole country sent prior to attend in Paris. What? Have you been smoking or drinking tonight, Alistair? Tom has permission to post that pic. No one believes, by the way, how's it, my angel? No one believes you're real. People are coming on here saying I'm lying about the chicken breasts and the dinner I'm making you. See, I had to go put the oven on when I was doing the show so that the meal is coordinated and you come back and you get a nice meal from me. People are saying that I was making that up. People think that when I opened the gate, I was making it up. They don't believe. Oh, you got food? Did you bring food? What is that in the food lover's bag? Okay, from school. And when I said school, people started saying that I'm dating a kid.
Tell them I'm a philosopher.
I told him you went to philosophy school. Thank you. Can you hear her in the background? Just say hello, like loud.
Hello, everybody.
There we go. See? Yeah. Dennis DeVale, morning from Australia. Tommy, agree on the braai. I've had a few here with my team. They love boerewors better than the sausage here, I'm sure. Dennis, I miss you, man. Dennis DeVale was part of putting a radio station called Canny FM together in 1995. We had a lot of good times together, and I do miss Dennis. Okay, let's clean up the comments quickly and see. Yes, Millie, Pup and Bright. No. This looks much better, Mr. Tom says. It's Nate. Thank you, Nate. Please ask to get onto Cliff Central. Gareth will have to pay me big money. Gareth drives a very nice Merc C-Class, and if he gets me a Merc C-Class, I'll put my content on his channel. Okay, somebody tell Gareth Cliff. Because, I don't know, have I got his number? I probably got his number here somewhere, but I haven't spoken to Gareth since John Burke's funeral. Maybe you know Gareth. Just send a message to Gareth, please. I don't know, put it on his podcast or call him if you know him or something and tell him that Tom London will put the show on Cliff Central if he gets me a new C-Class Merc. Yeah, and a few shekels, but mostly a C-Class Merc. Tom Dawes is going to bed. Henriette walked on coals. What else? Oh, by the way, I love everybody that hits the like, heart or ha-ha button. I love... If you pressed the like, heart, or haha button tonight, then you are one of my favorite people. And if you didn't, you're not one of my favorite people. Carlos Hartwell's, everyone going to bed now? Oh, you old people, man. I'm about to start eating dinner and learning philosophy. What's wrong with you? Off to bed. Have you got time for one more advert? Oh, let's have... Okay, Gavin Langeveld sent me another song. We put his song on the other night. I'll put Gavin's song on tomorrow. How's that? Let's do one more funny BRAAI commercial.
Man has made fire in the wild since the dawn of time. Meat has been bridled on those fires ever since, and man has been lauded for it. Braaiing in the wild is too easy. We're gonna braai in the office. Thank you for being here, guys. This is a secret meeting. If you tell anyone, I'll make sure you get fired. If you say anything to anybody, I'll cut out your tongue. Let's be men and not little girls.
May the force be with us.
Mike, why are you making pun jokes? It's not funny. Josh, Maggie's heater. Peter, get the stapler. Mike, the mesh. Guys, we're gonna make a BRAAI lie.
How's it there?
Stapler.
Too warm. Chips.
No thanks.
No, floor manager, chips.
So,
Andy, why do I smell BRAAI flies?
I don't know, sir. It's probably a felt fire outside.
Andy, what did I say about BRAAI in the office?
If I want to BRAAI at the office, I need to BRAAI for everybody.
Don't get fired. Get fired up for BRAAI Day.
May the force be with us, guys. Good one, Andy. Good one. Oh, we're almost done. I'm bored.
That's it for tonight's edition of the Tom London Show. Been watching on YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in on Facebook. Thank you very much. If you hit the heart button, the like, or the ha-ha button, I bloody love you. If you didn't, I just love you. What do you think we should... okay, before you go, don't go anywhere. Before you go, I want to ask you a question. What do you think of a BRAAI? Where we get together, if you're in Johannesburg, you come have a BRAAI. And I'll organize it. We'll call it Tom's Big BRAAI. And I'm thinking of putting Tom's Big BRAAI on the 11th of November, 2 weeks and a bit away. So in the minute we've got before we say goodbye, just let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of a BRAAI on the 11th of November? I'll pick the location, I'll work out what it's going to entail, I'll come up with a cost, and maybe we get together on the 11th of November for Tom's Big BRAAI. Are you in? Are you in? It's going to cost a couple of $100, I don't know, $100, $200, somewhere around there. We'll get the meat, the catering. I'm still working out the details. I'll chat to Sassy and see what we can do. And we'll get a venue and we'll all get together and we'll have a lekker BRAAI. If you think that's cool and you'd like me to organize it, then please just say yes. And I will organize a BRAAI for us. We'll call it Tom's Big BRAAI. We'll have some activities and some fun on the 11th of November. I'm thinking that could be a good time to have Tom's Big BRAAI. If you're in and you'd like to come, let me know. And if I can see enough yeses, then I will start organizing Tom's Big BRAAI. We'll start promoting it tomorrow. How's that? So goodbye to you. I hope you have a good night. I hope that the bed bugs don't bite. And if they do, give them a chew. And a special welcome to our American viewers who are starting to latch onto the program and watch it on YouTube. Thank you very much. If you've been watching from South Africa, have a good evening. Wake up tomorrow and have a good day. And if you're watching from anywhere else in the world, Australia, New Zealand, or wherever you might be, may your day be sunny and bright. May you have some money in your pocket, some food in your stomach, and lots of love in your heart. Until tomorrow, I'm Tom London, and I miss you already.